Hey guys, I'm Libby Heckert.
I'm Marissa Armstrong.
I'm Gabriella Mercedes.
And I'm Smiley, and welcome to this year's edition of Pop Goes the Kernel.
So today's episode is going to feature celebrity drama, new premieres, and the Grammys. So it's going to be a lot, but it's going to be really fun.
The opinions expressed on this podcast are the speaker's own and don't uphold the opinions expressed by the Kentucky Kernel. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the Grammy nominations, they came out last week. Beyonce is the leading with the most Grammy nominations with 11.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, it's just Beyonce. I mean, I feel like there hasn't been a Grammys where she's not like number one
on top.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I swear she always
even
is.
with her like genre shift, she's still on top.
Yes, her album Cowboy Carter, that's been the most nominated so far in her songs, like This Ain't Texas, which absolutely blew up on social media.
You know what though? Hot take, and we're gonna get into this towards the end. I think it was overplayed.
I
think so too. I didn't even care.
My mom
for it
loved
all
that song,
much.
so I can't.
Yeah, because it was a radio, like top hit. Anytime you turn the radio on, it was like on almost every station.
And I didn't really listen to anything else on that album. I don't know if that's a hot take. That's the only song I really know that came out of that album.
That's been the main one that's been nominated. I definitely credit social media for that one because I would have never known. But her genre switch, that was her first time uploading an album in 11 years. So
Which is crazy to think about because, I'm 19, 11 years ago, do the math, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
and you
wild.
know so many Beyonce songs, she's still a
still
huge
on top,
deal.
yeah.
No, and her song, this is just completely different from everything else we know about Beyonce, and I think that is insane.
Yeah, I definitely know people that have listened to the full album and love it and, recommend it, but I know a lot of people, especially myself, I didn't listen to, I don't know. It's just I don't associate Beyonce with country music. That's just,
I don't either.
They don't
go in
add
my
up
mind.
in my, they don't add up in my head.
No, she was always that pop sensation, and now it's her on her album with a horse and a cowboy hat, which is insane to me because that is not the Beyonce I remember.
Complete flip. Seriously, 180.
No, absolutely. So there's also a whole bunch of other new artists for the VMAs that have been around for a while. So Chappell Roan was just nominated as well. She won the VMA for Best New Artist in 2024 this year. And of course, Sabrina Carpenter, which we all know her from her Short and Sweet tour.
Oh, yeah.
I actually really liked that. Didn't register to me that she was actually a new artist. Maybe it's because I know her from Disney Channel. So that was
she had a lot of albums actually before this one, so I'm surprised that she got nominated Best New Artist because I think this is her 6th album maybe.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, but I've been loving seeing the Short and Sweet tour stuff because she brings a really old money vibe to it, and the set is really cool. I've loved her stuff this go around.
I think it's also a whole new her. You said you know her from Disney, and I think her older albums are kind of more her in her teenage years, and now we're kind of we grew up with her, so I think that's why our generation appeals to her so much.
Absolutely no, because we started with her singing Can't Blame a Girl for Trying. That
right.
was
iconic.
No, that was streamed
An
all
era.
over Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I remember watching that before going to school each morning. That was the Sabrina Carpenter I know, and now it's Espresso, Juno, all these songs that just... It's crazy to see how much she's grown, honestly, especially since a few years ago.
And coming out of the drama that she had with Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett, the whole love triangle, I love seeing the new aspect of her, the new era that she's delving into.
Absolutely, and her song, All Because I Liked a Boy, that was kind of eye-opening because she's talking about all the things she went through after they had broken up. It's oh, well, this is backstabbing to Olivia Rodrigo, but she's a person too. So, but it was honestly very storytelling. Probably one of my favorite songs from her, just because of how much of a story she's telling. So
100%.
And I think she's definitely catering to all audiences with her new stuff and her new tour. I feel like she's a very, I don't know how to put this, but she's very pop. Like, she's a pop star. Like, exactly what you would think, exactly what you would hear on the radio and everything. So I think that's really catering towards, like, everyone. Because, I mean, everyone listens to pop music on the radio with their mom, like, on the way to school or something like that. And she's just everywhere, I feel like, on TikTok, social media, everywhere.
And she takes performing to a whole new level, like almost like Taylor Swift level performing. I don't know, that could be controversy, but I think she's on her way to being there. I think she really is, like,
I think she
picking it
learned a
up.
lot from Taylor Swift because
she
she
was at the
opened.
tour.
She opened for her during the Eras tour, and I think she took a lot of aspects learning from her and becoming this new artist and taking a lot of the tour elements and putting them into her own. So I totally agree with that.
No, backtracking it a little bit, speaking of opening for people, Chapel Roan opening for Olivia Rodrigo, like, I don't think anybody would have really gotten to know her as much if she hadn't opened for her. And honestly, like, seeing the video of her performing in her hometown on a piano, Pink Pony Club, insane. Her being nominated, not surprised. She's brand new, and her music's, I feel like it's different. I feel like it's a lot different compared to, you know, your regular pop or, like, country, something along the lines.
It's catchy too. Like, Hot to Go is one of those songs that you, like,
yeah.
sing it once and it's stuck in your head for, like, the rest of the day. You can't stop singing it, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
Oh, and
she
you do the-
blew up, like, all over TikTok this summer. She was at Lollapalooza, like, the whole crowd. It was so cool seeing everybody doing the whole little Hot to Go moment. And it was, I mean, I love her because she's so, like, straight up with her fans and everyone, like, calling them out when they're not doing the dance, or just, like, the energy is so awesome that she brings. And I think it's a really, really cool addition to the music industry right now and paving the way for younger, less known artists.
She blew up so quickly, too, like, out of nowhere. It was really surprising to me when she blew up because I'm pretty sure she opened for Olivia Rodrigo during the Sour tour, too, like, both of the tours. And just this sudden explosion is really cool to see. Like, I know she was supposed to perform at a music festival, and then she got so big suddenly that they had to change what stage she was on because she just became way bigger than they could have ever imagined. So that was just really cool to see.
No, especially with Olivia Rodrigo's Guts tour movie coming out on Netflix this past week. That, of course, kind of makes it full circle. Like, that is where Chapel Roan started, and now it's out on Netflix. I don't believe she's in the Netflix one, but definitely kind of cool to see the.
I think they did include their performance they did together
Oh,
in it.
really?
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure she is included in it, which I need to go and see it because I loved the Guts tour. I went personally myself, and it was a great experience.
No, I'm definitely jealous. I've wanted to go, so I will definitely settle for watching it on Netflix.
Yeah, that's how I was with Taylor Swift too, with her whole
Me
thing that came
too.
out. I was like having the best time with my mom and my dogs in my
You feel
family
like you're
room
there.
watching the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to do that too because I'm so jealous. I wanted to go to Olivia Rodrigo too and Sabrina Carpenter, but there's still, maybe that could happen. We don't know.
No, I mean, it all started with, like, Beyonce doing her movie of her concert back in, I want to say 2023, which isn't that long ago, but it was early 2023. It was an older concert, I believe, because as we talked about earlier, 11 years without an album. So this was before Cowboy Carter and all the controversy and the whole genre change, which is crazy to even think about. It went from Beyonce to Taylor Swift and now to Olivia, and that it hasn't been around longer. Like, I would have expected this to be more of a thing, but it is drawing in major attention. Especially, I knew everyone raved about the Taylor Swift one, and everyone's raving about the Olivia Rodrigo one. Honestly, credit to Beyonce for starting that trend in
starting it, yeah.
2023.
Exactly.
And it goes back to, like, not getting to go to the concert, but you feel like you're there. Netflix does such a good job, I think, across the board with all of them. So
I'm really excited to see what artists will come out with some in the future because I think it is just paving the way for music artists and concert goers in the future.
Absolutely. And there's so many possibilities with it. I know Taylor Swift's on Disney Plus, and Beyonce's came out in theaters. And from what I've heard, actually, what I heard is so did Taylor Swift's. I'm a little disappointed Olivia's did not, but, you know, I think it just depends on the artist. It truly does. But backtracking just a little bit back to the Grammys, Ray, who sings Escapism, is also up for a Songwriter of the Year. She's known best for writing some songs for Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Rita Ora, who played the Queen of Hearts in the Descendants movies. So how are we feeling about that, ladies?
I love the song Escapism.
I do too.
I could sing it all day long. I don't know why we call it a winter song.
It is,
That's what
but
I'm
it
wondering.
like that
It
is
is.
like kind of
It's like
the vibe that
SZA
it
is
gives.
winter. Like,
yeah.
like, yes, it is. It's such the vibe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it came out like New Year's, maybe.
Okay.
I could be just making that up, but it just gives that vibe.
You see those videos and everyone's like, oh, escapism is defrosting. And at first I was like, what are you talking about? I remember listening to this song when it's snowing and 28 degrees outside, and all of a sudden it just kind of clicked. It made sense. Like, this is a winter song. I don't know what it is about it. The lyrics have nothing to do with winter.
At all. But it helped the song. Like, it really made it blow up. I don't know. Whoever started that trend, like, deserves some credit, I think.
Created the whole vibe for the song.
Yeah.
It really did.
Gave it its purpose.
I'm a little shocked she's not up for maybe like a song of the year. So to see her up for songwriting was really impressive, especially because her biggest success was with Beyonce. And honestly, she's having successes of her own. Like, I'd love to see her up for an award in the future where it's her work. Of course, her singing it, but that's my hope for her. But there's also artists like Teddy Swims and Doechii. Teddy Swims sings Lose Control, which definitely trended on the radio. I heard that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know about you all, but I definitely heard it.
Yeah, that was definitely one of like my dad's songs he picked up on from listening to the radio in the car and would play in the summer. That and the Bar song by Shabuzi. That was a big
Those
one.
are the two.
He's
A big
also
one.
up for Artist of the Year and a couple of other awards, which that song definitely blew up after the LeBrant family did the TikTok to it. They did that dance and heavily criticized, but man, that song was good.
Well, I didn't even realize it was a remake of the real
Neither
song.
did I.
I had no clue. I
had
couldn't.
no
And then
idea.
someone told me, and I was like, "Oh, I hear it now. Like that makes sense." No clue. No clue.
No, it's honestly a really nice song. I kind of wish it wasn't considered like the bar song or tipsy, if you would, because it honestly was like a really good summer song. At least I felt like it was.
Yeah.
And a little disappointed that wasn't really more like kid friendly, because that playing at like a pool or on the beach
Right.
would have been so cool. I really enjoyed it, so that was blasting him in my earbuds all summer long.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Like that was a big summer song. Like I think honestly, again, catering to all ages, like because the real song Tipsy came out when our parents like were, I don't know, maybe our age. I don't know the specifics of that, but like they love it because it's like an old song of theirs, and then like we hear it, and then like kids in the car with their parents hear it, and then it's like, oh, this is a great song, and it gets all the views, and it's good that, I mean, he's nominated for a Grammy. That's awesome. Recognition for his success.
Absolutely. And I feel like a whole bunch of songs that our parents really listened to, they're coming back around. They're having their remakes. And it's fun because, like, we love it. Our generation loves it. But also our parents love it. And I absolutely love that I can relate to a song that I like with my mom or with my dad. It makes it more special listening to music.
That's like how I'm pretty sure Machine Gun Kelly collaborated with someone. They did a Country Roads remake. I'm not really sure exactly how that goes, but I know my dad is obsessed with it. So seeing all these remakes, I'm like, okay, interesting.
No, I've definitely heard the remake, and honestly, it's actually pretty good. It'll be nothing like the original, but it's actually really good. So, can't complain.
Well, I'm going to switch gears and cut you off, but I want to talk about my current obsession and Ariana Grande being nominated for the Best Pop Vocal Album. And she's also starring as Galinda in Wicked, which I'm so excited for. Wicked should be coming out next week, and it's just awesome. All the premieres and red carpets and all the brand deals and everything. It's being marketed great, and I hope.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off for a second. 1 second. Talking about the media and things like that, I had no idea what Wicked was before. Like, I've heard of it, but like I'm not invested. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, it's blown up. Like, and the people that they invited, I think, were very like strategically invited to the premiere for a reason. Like, Riley Arnold just came out with her boyfriend, like, publicly. That's their first red carpet. Like, that in itself drew so much attention to the premiere.
Like, Trisha Paytas was there, guys. Like,
Queen.
Absolutely.
Paytas. Her first ever premiere, too. And for Wicked, that was, like, such a big deal for her.
That was an iconic moment.
It was. And her outfit, it looked so good. She had, like, a black dress on with, like, a slit down the middle with pink and green on both sides. It was perfect for the premiere.
yeah, I was obsessed with the carpet just being flooded with the green and the pink and everybody's different takes on the musical. And I think I have a soft spot for it because it was the first Broadway musical I ever saw. And as being a dancer theater kid myself, I'm so excited to go see it. I really hope it's as good as everyone says it is and all the hype that it's getting, but it's just going to be awesome. And the casting is great, and it's really cool to see, like, when Ariana Grande found out she was going to be the character she is and how she's worked with the original Broadway cast and how they're incorporating that and really just showing that they are praising the original people. And, you know, it's not just like, oh, like, we're going to do Wicked, but they're always thinking about the original way it was.
And I love seeing the clip of Ariana finding out that she was going to be Glinda because she's like, I'm going to take such good care of her because she's wanted this role her whole life. She loves Wicked. And it's like a full circle moment to see. She's crying about it. And it's just a really special moment that we got to see on camera that she published for all of us to see.
She tweeted, I think, like several years ago, talking about how it was her dream role and how she absolutely loved it. And seeing her so happy performing as Glinda is everything. She said she was going to take care of Glinda. I think Glinda took care of her.
And them singing live for the actual movie is insane.
It's
like, that is so
impressive.
cool. I've seen so many clips of the behind the scenes of it. It's just so cool. And I think it's more special knowing that they are just singing, and it's the connection that they have between the two of them singing. And it's live. It's not pre-recorded. It's just there. So I think that'll help draw the audience more into how special the musical is, and now that it's on screen, and how awesome.
It's going to be such a special thing to see. I feel like it's really going to bring people together. I hope let people give it the Barbie treatment. They wear green and pink to the premiere like they did wear pink for Barbie. I think it'd be really special seeing in theaters.
Yeah, and another Broadway news is Charlie D'Amelio's on Broadway now, the original TikTok star, like that blue
Renegade, like all over.
everywhere. Yeah, she's on & Juliet. I saw this musical with the original cast in New York a year ago, and it's awesome, and I think the role suits her so well. Though I am jealous and I will never make it on Broadway, I do think her social media following had a little bit of help with her getting to that position, but that's awesome. Like, I've seen so many videos of her on stage performing, getting ready, being with the cast and everything, and she fits the role in where she is right now, and it's just really cool to see her go from being on TikTok, like making one TikTok in her school bathroom with her friends, to being now on Broadway.
And she seems really happy with the cast too. Like, she's getting along with all of them. It's fun to see her dancing on Broadway because it's so different from her being on social media constantly. She flooded our For You pages on TikTok in 2020 when COVID rolled around, and of course making videos was the big thing. That was her. She was in the Hype House. So seeing her kind of shift gears a little bit, doing something more like in real time versus like a video.
Yeah, I grew up as a competitive dancer, so I love watching her like real dancing on TikTok. So, and I know like every dancer or singer or theater kid growing up, like their dream is to be on that stage, and that's just like, I know she's living it up. Like, you have to be, like, there's no other, that's just I'm jealous.
Yeah, I had the same experience. I was also a competitive dancer, so seeing her happy makes me so happy to see her. And I know this casting caused a lot of controversy because people were like, she doesn't deserve it. She's just a TikTok star. But seeing her actually on stage dancing, seeing that she can do it, really proves like she's there, she's ready, she wants to expand from her TikTok fame.
And honestly, a lot of social media stars like these days who we see on TikTok that start off as influencers use TikTok to kind of get their start where they want to. We see so many people like try to be actors after they're influencers and things like that. So I don't think it's fair to say, she doesn't deserve it necessarily because everybody else is kind of doing the same thing.
It's a new way to build a platform, and I think as we're growing and social media is growing, it's just the new way to build yourself and get connections, I think. So
It's nice to see the career change. More of a Broadway role, which I think is good for her anyway. Just seeing her get away. I mean, we knew she sang a little bit on TikTok, on Instagram, and we all know she dances, competitive dancer, just like you, Marissa.
winner of Dancing with the Stars, too.
She won the 21st season.
Mm-hmm. 31st, I think.
31st? The 31st season.
30.
Excuse me.
But her partner Mark Ballas. But we'll get into Dancing with the Stars later.
Okay, guys, moving on. Starbucks recently just came out with their new holiday drinks. What do we think? What are our favorites? Let's go around the table.
I'm beyond excited. I am all about Starbucks. I normally get one after a class or two because,
Guys, Gabby has one we have a class together. She has yet to come in without a Starbucks. Like, I'm not kidding.
Lauren sits next to me in this class, and I come in with my Starbucks holiday cup, and they are so cute, first off. As soon as they came out, I was so excited. Also, November 14th is Red Cup Day.
Red Cup Day.
I didn't
Free
know
Red
that.
Cup.
I was just going to ask, when was it?
Yes, it's right around the corner, and you bet your bottom dollar I will be there. I love my Red Cups. I have not missed a year since 2020, so you best believe I will add it to my collection. Their holiday drinks are so good. I'm a huge fan of the holidays, mainly because the good smelling candles come out, and I really like the way holiday candles smell. That sounds like so weird to say, but I'm all for a peppermint. It's something about a tree. Something about those pine trees just smell
So
good.
is peppermint mocha your favorite one?
What's your favorite?
I
need to
honestly
know.
haven't had a peppermint mocha in so long. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
my
sorry.
favorite.
That's my favorite
That's
too.
also my favorite.
I get that one
Something
every time.
tells me I'm going to need to get one. I haven't gotten one in forever. I've had the sugar cookie. It's a latte, sugar
Yes.
cookie latte. And that was okay. Not my favorite.
I think you have to get that as a Frappuccino.
Is it better as a
Whoa,
Frappuccino?
that's controversial.
I know. I feel like sometimes like I'm 5 years old when I order a Frappuccino, you know what I mean? But it's like I'm very good. I promise, like a sweet treat, like that's your go-to. Like you gotta get it. And I don't know. I think whole milk, I know they make it with almond milk. I know that makes it less healthy. Like I get it. But if you're getting a Frappuccino, it's not healthy to begin with. Just full send. Order it with the whole milk and enjoy it.
Treat
Have you
yourself.
guys had the cranberry one? I had it. It tastes like a candle. So if you like holiday candles, there you go. I don't think it's that good, but
I'm a huge
take.
So what would you
girl.
rate it out of 10?
I mean, I'm very loyal to my regular Starbucks drinks. I'm not a sweet person.
Okay.
I like very bitter things. Like I drink straight cold brew.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hot take.
I don't like when you can
drink
taste the
black
coffee.
every morning.
Wait a second. So what do you get at Starbucks if you don't like something sweet?
So I'll get a peppermint mocha like during the Christmas time and holidays because it's just like I used to go to Starbucks with my sister when I was younger and that's what I would get and whatever. But when it's not like holiday time, I get straight cold brew.
That's-
hot
that is
take.
a hot take.
Or I'll get a blonde vanilla latte.
I don't even like when you can taste the coffee in my coffee. That's my hot take. Like if I can taste the coffee in it, I'm like, ugh, this is not gonna work for me.
Yeah, but anyways, that not Frappuccino, refresher, I don't think it's that very good. I don't think it's that good.
I definitely want to try. I'm huge on refreshers. Honestly, anything that's iced, and not even for the drink, just for the ice. I mean, some Starbucks have transitioned to doing the pellet ice, which you all can recognize from Sonic and from Chick-fil-A.
I know you love your ice, Gabby.
I love my ice.
You love
I
getting a
can't
cup
go
of
a day
ice.
without it. I have an ice maker. Like, I am that girl who has to have a cup of ice. It's my favorite thing. I'm huge on refreshers. Me and my strawberry acai refresher with lemonade.
With
lemonade.
Water.
No.
Okay,
It's
so
just 'cause you
here's
don't like anything sweet.
swinging back to holiday drinks. Are we hot or are we cold? Like
Hot.
what?
Cold.
I think I'm cold too. Other than the peppermint mocha, which I know I just said was my favorite, like I think the cold.
I used to hate any form of hot coffee, and then I had a sudden change of heart, and now I'm like,
the
it's
frontal lobe
cold
developing.
outside. I want a hot little drink in my hands to hold and keep me warm.
It's honestly
You
so
know,
nice. I'm
that's
not
fair.
really like a hot coffee person. I can't do it. I don't know what it is about it, but I can't do hot coffee. So before holiday drinks, I think I would get the cinnamon apple spice, which normally it's a holiday drink, but if you search hard enough, you can find it in the app. That was my go-to, because especially walking around on a campus, or even if you just don't have a car, because Marissa, I know you don't have a car,
Don't have a
so I don't blame you. I mean, that's the
I was
closest
gonna
thing
say,
you get to
so you'd
warmth.
rather freeze with your hand or make your hands warm? Maybe enjoy your walk to class a little bit more. I don't know. Okay, guys, I need everybody to lock in, get serious. This is like the topic to talk about. Okay. Zach Bryan
Oh,
and Brianna Chicken Fry, the drama, the breakup, all of it, okay?
There's so much.
For those of you that don't know, okay, country music star Zach Bryan was dating influencer Brianna Chicken Fry for a little bit over a year before they had their messy breakup plastered all over the internet. Like, it was everywhere. I mean, it seems still, it's everywhere.
he kind of started that. He posted on social media first that morning.
So, listen, I like country music. I know Zach Bryan's songs. But I don't know that he handled the situation in the most mature way, to put it lightly. On October 22nd of 2024 this year, very recent events, guys, pictures of Zach Bryan's dating profile surfaced on the internet.
Oh no.
And, to everybody else, he's still in a relationship. So it's like, what the heck just happened? So then he posted on his Instagram story stating that he had hurt the people that he loved and, him and Brianna had broken up, basically. She then responds and says that she's shocked and has no idea that he was going to post it, and she would talk when she was ready. Not long after, she posts a YouTube video and kind of, tells her side of the story and is still very clearly upset with how the situation played out. Where are you guys? Are you guys caught up to date with this? I mean, what are your
I
thoughts?
kind of agree with her. I'd be upset too. She wakes up one morning and all of a sudden it's text like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "What are you guys talking
They
about?"
both have massive platforms, which is something that, any public relationship you have to take into account. That's how it is. But I mean, he blindsided her. Usually they kind of talk these things out and make it mutual, but
I didn't really know, either of them too much. I obviously knew who they were because they're such big names in media, but I wasn't really following either of them. But then this just blew up, and I became so invested in everything that was happening because I can't escape it. It's all over my TikTok. And I definitely think that he handled the situation poorly. I definitely think if you're in a relationship in the limelight, you need to communicate about everything that's happening and how you're talking about the relationship to other people, because it's going to blow up.
I think there's going to be a great new album coming out. That's going to be great. I'm a big Zach Bryan fan myself, but I think this situation was handled very poorly. But I just think, even when he got arrested, a few months ago and that whole thing happened, it was we moved past it way too quick. I'm like, but, he's an influencer and a public figure that a lot of people look up to as an artist because he kind of blew up all of a sudden, and here he is. He's still making mistakes, but it's not.
well, and
not
we're leaving out
talked
one
about.
key piece of the story. So his team offers her up to $12 million
That's
wild.
crazy.
to sign an NDA and not tell her story. And I think that kind of opened up a lot of doors because all of his ex-girlfriends in the past have allegedly signed NDAs as well. So, you know what I mean? That's crazy. $12 million. Are you guys taking the money?
Honestly, and this, it's
I would take it.
It's so
I would
like
too.
touch
I
and
would
go
too.
because the money, great, $12 million.
That's
Oh my
life-changing
gosh,
money.
like,
I
that's
don't know about you
crazy.
guys, but
It is.
yeah.
I get more so why she did it, especially since she has that bigger platform. Like, to her, $12 million may mean very little compared to maybe some of his past girlfriends, but I think she kind of knew what she was doing when she didn't sign the NDA, and especially with how it ended, I probably wouldn't have signed the NDA either. I think I would have let the $12 million go.
She probably knew that she was going to make more money talking about it and getting more in the public eye than if she took that money.
So what they mean by talking about it, just to catch everybody up, Bree is on a podcast called BFF's Podcast with, rock stars Josh Richard and Dave Portnoy, who are not shy in the slightest, to put it that way. They quickly took advantage of the situation, saw an opportunity, and ran. They released a diss track called The Smallest Man about Zach Bryan. We'll let you guys take a look at that on your own time. If you can find it, which is kind of another topic to get into. Zach's team has taken it off all platforms. It was on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Twitter, and now you can maybe find it on a couple of Twitter accounts, but it's hard. You really have to go looking.
Has Zach said anything, like come out with this, other than releasing a new song? I know he did that, but I don't think I've heard a single thing from him.
No, I mean, he's not really addressing the situation the way that he should, but he didn't to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
So Dave Portnoy came out with another diss track called Country Ditty, which you guys can check out on your own time as well. And they just continue to take digs at Zach Bryan. So I think it goes both ways. I think there's a lot of bias that plays into it. I don't think either one of them is handling the situation in the most mature way, because even though Bree's not putting the diss track out herself, she's very much associated with Josh and Dave. So I guess, you could play it both ways.
Dancing with the Stars season 33 is in full swing right now. Since first airing in 2005, Dancing with the Stars has been a show where celebrities are paired with professional ballroom dancers, where they learn all there is about dance, and they compete for the Len Goodman Mirrorball Trophy. This season has Olympic athletes, members of Bachelor Nation athletes, other celebrity contenders, and they just celebrated their 500th episode of this series, and they paid tribute to dances of the past. So each couple performed dances inspired by famous dances of past seasons. There were standout dances with actress Chandler Kinney and her partner Brandon Armstrong, and they had the first perfect score of the season, which was very amazing. I don't know if you guys watched it, but I thought it was really good. She's very deserving of this perfect score, and I was really happy to see it.
I definitely saw it. I watched the whole thing. Honestly, not surprised that that was her that got the first perfect score. Just, she has that dancing training, and I think that's what kind of contributes to the controversy of her being on the show. I don't know if you all have seen it recently, but she's definitely taking some heat for it. She's been in the bottom 3 for the past couple of weeks now, and I truly believe it has nothing to do with the scores. It's mainly like the voters, and I've noticed a lot on social media, people are not a fan of her on the show. I think it has something to do with her being a trained dancer, because I mean, you watch her dances, you can tell she's a trained dancer. She's definitely a step above the other contenders. It almost takes away from it. My hot take is that maybe we should steer away from actors and actresses who are trained in dancing. It's different if you're flexible. For example, Steven Nazarodic, he's an Olympic gymnast. Of course he's going to be flexible, but dancing is not his thing. I don't mean that in like a bad way or anything, but he does gymnastics. It's not as much dancing, which he's still killing the competition, but it's definitely different when you know how to dance and you can do more complex moves. Mm-hmm. I mean, even with Charli D'Amelio in season 31.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She was a trained dancer before, but the difference was people saw that there was something new each week.
Yeah, JoJo Siwa was too on it, and she's I mean, we all saw her on Dance Moms for how many episodes, and she teaches dance. So that's another hot take that I don't think she should have been able to be judged the same as everybody else that was on it. Like, there's a basketball player on it he's so tall, and I know he didn't know how to dance before, and I mean, he's doing great. I love watching him. He's awesome.
Absolutely. No, he's so tall.
He's so
And
cool.
I feel like it's also really hard because his partner is so short.
It's so fun to watch.
You
I
can
think
see
she's like 5'2", 5'3", maybe. It's
and
crazy.
he is well over 6'5". I mean, you've seen like the videos of them practicing, and like she has her hands right here, and his are like over her head.
Yeah, it's funny.
And he's like, what do I do with my hands? You're down here, I'm up here.
Going with the 500th episode, the opening number paid tribute to the first ever episode of Dancing with the Stars, which I thought was really cool. It was amazingly choreographed. It was beautiful. It was To Crazy in Love, which was the first ever song performed on the show, and it was honestly awesome. I loved watching it.
It was really entertaining, especially seeing like all the different people there, like Derek Huff. I love him, and his sister. They're awesome, and I mean, they're just breathtaking to watch, and just everybody and all the energy, how excited everyone was for this episode. And you know, it's narrowing down. We're getting into the last few episodes, so that's also really fun.
Only 2 episodes left. We got the semifinals.
Okay, so we're going to start a new segment. It's called Hot Takes. We're going to kind of go back and forth with each other, and then you guys can let us know what you think. For the first one, we're going to talk about Kelsey Ballerini and Chase Stokes. They've been dating for a while. He comes to all of her concerts and stuff, but she doesn't watch the show. She doesn't watch Outer Banks. She came on Jimmy Fallon and kind of said, you know, I don't watch it because I've never been really a big TV girl. I'm into true crime podcasts. I don't really like shows like that. She said she's been to set. It's not personal. What do we think?
I think watching back like the first season of Outer Banks and all those other ones, it's so like, honestly, it makes it sad. It takes away from the show. I think that he's dating someone else outside of it, because him and
Madeline Klein
were actually dating in real life too. So it made the show, I feel like, more interesting.
And is that why she doesn't watch? Because the ex-girlfriend's the co-star? I mean, that's what I thought.
That's what I think.
It's a possibility. I mean, put yourself in Kelsey Ballerini's shoes. Would you want to see your boyfriend and his ex on a TV show?
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't
I'm not
wanna
tuning
watch
in.
that.
I wouldn't either.
All right, let's move on. Next one.
Okay, next one is Livy Dunn and Paul Skeens. I'm from Pittsburgh, so yeah, I have my own takes on this. I'm not a fan of this relationship. I might get some counter opinions for that, but being from Pittsburgh and going to the Pirates games, and literally every single person there being obsessed with Livy Dunn and looking for her and trying to find her and take a picture with her, I'm like, guys, come, let's watch the game. Like,
Right.
what happened to that?
I think it goes both ways. I think girls aren't the biggest fan of Livy Dunn, and guys are. No, she's a very attractive girl, and that's kind of what the topic is. But, you know, girls think she, like, photoshops her pictures and stuff like that. And so I think it goes back and forth. And to your point, they were just on ESPN, her and Paul, and I'm kind of like, neither one of you have anything to do with football at all. Why are
Nothing.
you guys the ones on stage? I don't know, though.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Alex Earl was brought into football, but like,
Speaking
love
of
my girl,
football,
Alex Earl, so I can't.
speaking of football,
Next hot take is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Personally, I'm a huge Swiftie. I'm here for it. I love it. I was at the show when she sang Karma is the Guy on the Chiefs. It was really awesome. He was there. I love them. I love their relationship. I think it's really cute.
Okay, but here's the question. Did you watch football before Taylor Swift?
I still don't watch football.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay,
how,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, Taylor Swift obviously has no control over, you know, how much camera time she gets when she's there supporting her boyfriend. But I also think she kind of, when they first started dating, like, okay, like, she's cool, she's in the stands. But now it's like, okay, like we're expecting her to be there. Like let's cut the camera time with her a little bit. We're watching the Chiefs play.
I do think it has gotten a little blown out of proportion for the Chiefs. I think them as people love it. I love their relationship, but I think separating their two career paths is also very important, recognizing that she's an artist and he's an athlete and they can do their own things and they don't always have to be tied together in that sense.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, I think, for personally watching football and her being on TV every 5 seconds. In my opinion, I'm watching it to watch the game.
If I wanted
Taylor Swift. Love Taylor Swift though, but if I wanted to watch Taylor Swift, I would turn on her little
documentary.
Movie we were talking
Exactly.
about. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Be sure to check out our website at kykernel.com.
Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. That's X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
Thanks for listening to Pop Goes the Kernel. See you all next week.